Yeah, I'm getting the questions again. The mental health in the kids. So, what I'm going to discuss here is how to ensure a good mental health in the kid. The first and foremost important thing which I've discussed is have a scheduled time for a timetable for the kids for the whole day. Engage them in the whole day with all kinds of activities, starting from the academics to the hobby creation, hobby creations, and then you can have you can involve them in a household course and all. The second important thing is, yeah, many of the parents are complaining about the screen timings of the kids. I would advise that please try to minimize the screen timings by maximum of 2 to 3 hours a day, not more than that. And I would request parents not to see much of the news of the COVID all the day, because that will cause more of an anxiety and depression in yourself and as well as in the kids. So too much bombarding of the news is not required. Please do not get involved into the news. So throughout the day you can have an information in the morning and evening for a couple of minutes, and after that get involved in the more creative ideas and family time, rather than for the news bombarding. The third thing is the regular exercise. I would advise to go for the family workout. So plan a family workout for particular time of the day, and that will that is very important for not only the kids' health but of us, because late on we are seeing the effects of a lockdown is a obesity in adults as well as in the kids. So this workout will not only reduce obesity, but workout will increase endorphin levels in our body, and this endorphins will relay anxiety and stress in us. The same way with the kids. So please plan a family workout for particular day, for the particular daytime. Now, meditation and yoga is very important to allay the stress. I would recommend at least 10 minutes of meditation by the kids and family members to reduce anxiety that will have a positive vibes to the kids and the family members, and they will have an positive mental effect in the kids. Now, I'm getting a question that what is the mortality rate and what happens if if the kid gets serious during this infection? Now, the different manifestations of this virus, the kids may come with a shortness of breath and may require oxygen. This is a moderate kind of a symptoms, but later on, if the disease worsen, the lung involvement is more, we may have to put the patient on ventilator, kid on ventilator. And after going to ventilator, there are many of the data suggests the mortality rate increases, but in the kids, luckily the mortality rate is high. uh, uh, Luckily the mortality rate is very low, so that we can we can bring out the kids from the comorbid illnesses. The kids may have a kidney involvement who are having a kidney involvement from the beginning in the form of Lipstick syndrome and all. So if any decreased urine output is there with the high grade fever and all, please do not delay. Please come to the hospital immediately. Sometimes we may need to start a dialysis and all. And third category of severity, we find so much of thromboembolism in the body, and we may have to start with heparin kinds of drugs. And the definitive treatment, sometimes in many of the cases we are starting with the hydroxychloroquine and azithromycin. In some cases we may have to start with the immunomodulator treatment as well. So that will depend on case by case, and then we'll start the remedies accordingly. Now, I'm getting the question from one of the parent that what natural remedies we can use at home to avoid cough cold situation. So now for the natural remedies, you can use a warm water regularly for the kids. You can have tulsi, and you can make a kada, which is made of a tulsi, ginger, and the cinnamon preparation, and then you can give it to the kids regularly. That is a natural way for the cough and cold prevention. What can we do to boost the immunity for the child? Again, I'm telling proper fluid intake, nutritious food, avoiding chilled items during the season, because the chilled items will cause a congestion in the throat and that will help the virus to lodge faster. So avoid chilled items during this pandemic. What dose calculation for pediatric patient for COVID-19 medicine? So that will depend case wise, and will there are different case wise preparations are also available. So we go for the hydroxychloroquine doses, azithromycin doses, as per the case basis and severity basis. Mm. Now I addressed most of the questions. Any other question? I'm waiting. What does virus do to the body? This virus, basically, this is a little technical point, but it has been asked, so then I'm giving the answer. So this virus get adhere to the epithelium of the lung. It can adhere to the epithelium of the myocardium, that is heart. It can adhere to the epithelium of the gut and kidneys. And there is an ACE2 receptor where this virus get entry into the cell, and then it get multiplies. Now, after getting into the body and multiplication over there, the response of the individual will depend upon how much is a viral load, with how much virus that person is getting exposed, and what is the immune response for the same. Right, if there is a robust immune response, then again the severity of disease will increase, because this inflammatory cascade is as causing more of an oxidative damage to the tissue, and the kids may get worsened with the same. Ma'am, please repeat once about the immunization. Immunization, as I said, as per Indian Academy of Pediatrics, immunization schedule of infant should be done on time, whether it's lockdown or no lockdown. Many of the pediatric facilities are open, so you can get vaccinated your kids in the pediatric facilities. For the kids older than 1 year, we can delay the vaccinations 15 days to 1 month. But for the infant, there are many essential vaccines like pneumococcal vaccine, diphtheria vaccine, tetanus vaccine, this all H influenza B vaccine, hepatitis B vaccines, measles vaccines. This all infections are very, very, very graded and dangerous infections. And as I told, their morbidity and mortality is much, much higher compared to the COVID infection. So I would advise, please keep your infant vaccinated as per the schedule during this pandemic as well, with due precautions. Some information about asymptomatic cases. So, asymptomatic cases are the cases who do not have any symptoms, but they are carriers. So, what is this carrier? So, if I'm getting an infection from a COVID person, but I do not manifest any of the symptoms, but my secretion in my cough, I'm carrying a virus. So if I'm sneezing anywhere in public places, if my hands are contaminated with my secretions, if I'm touching any of the surfaces, all of by this means I'm going to spread this virus into the community. So asymptomatic carriers are a dangerous strata. So they are not identified, and still they are transmitting the infection to the community. Is the mortality rate high for the COVID cases in pediatric age group? No, not really very high. In fact, the mortality rate is low in the pediatric age group, and some of the hypotheses is showing that the vaccinations have a cross immunity against this COVID infection, and they are preventing to have a, severe infection in the kids. How long we can delay PCV1 vaccination in a preterm? You should not delay at all the PCV vaccination in the preterm. It should be on a time. What to including the diet for the children? I've already discussed. It's high protein diet, vitamin C rich diet. What to do for the acidity in children as their plate is reduced? So yes, this is actually good question. Acidity is usually manifestation of poor eating habits. So you should have a proper nutritious diet rather than having a very high diet in the kids. Have a proper workout so that you can reduce all these kinds of manifestation in the kids. And the playtime, if the playtime is reduced, you can compensate with the workouts with the family members. Why mortality rates are more in Ahmedabad than other city? See, compared to other city, the cases are very high in Ahmedabad, and so that we are facing more mortality compared to the other city in Ahmedabad. The facilities for taking care of all the COVID patients are available in Ahmedabad, and we have third tier intensivist available, tier ICU care available, so that there's no problem with the facility, but it is the case rate which has led to a high mortality. It is only the case base, it's not a percentage wise. When child completes 10, which vaccine given to them? If it is 10 years, then you have to give a Tdap vaccine to the kid. Guide about the care of those children with concomitant respiratory illnesses like asthma or COPD. Yeah. So if the kid is having a problem with asthma or COPD, for any pediatrician, I would recommend that if the patient is coming with acute exacerbation of asthma, we should even nebulize them. We should prefer an MDI, and I would ask the parents to prefer an MDI, that is meter dose inhaler, over the nebulizer in the kids, because if there is a concomitant COVID infection with an asthma, aerosol production would be very high with the nebulizer. So we'll prefer a meter dose inhaler over uh, nebulizers. How differentiate between this and shortness of breath due to COVID-19? Now, asthma, you will have a clear cut history of asthma prior. The kid would be very kind of preventer therapies in form of either MDI or Montelukast and all. But if that kid develops in any exacerbation secondary to asthma, there won't be a fever associated with that. But in COVID infection, if there is a breathlessness, it is mostly associated with the fever, and that is seen in 70 to 80% of age group. Kids are inside the house all the time during lockdown without any exposure to sunlight. How harmful is this for the kids' health? Okay. Now, vitamin D is very essential in the body, and its role is getting established for the multi system optimal functioning day by day. So, vitamin D intake should be ensured without sunlight by giving supplements only. There are no any diet which is rich in vitamin D. So, there are preparations available for infants. Have a guidelines. We are giving 400 international vitamin D to each and every kid till they are 1 year of age. We are giving vitamin D drops to them and ask them to continue till 1 year of age. If they have taken this properly, they don't need to give an extra supplements. But if it is not being taken, then we should ensure a proper vitamin D supplements by the pediatrician. Uh, Flu vaccine is compulsory, and one dose is been given and the second dose has been delayed or not. Now the vaccine schedules are formed like that, so that with the interval that if we are given a one vaccine, if we are giving the second vaccine within 4 weeks of time, the immune response of this two vaccine would be highest, and the disease protection would be around 18 to 90% if we are following interval. During this lockdown season, due to unavoidable circumstances, if it is getting delayed, then immune response will get flattened. It would be around 60 to 70% protection. So I would advise that in infants, if we are getting flu vaccine at 6 and 7 months of age, so please abide to the schedule. If you are delayed, please get it right now. What has to be done for lace appetite? Now, for the lace appetite, I ask you, because kids get bored now with having one kind of menu. So I advise to have a variety of menu the whole day, but taking care of nutrition into the same. Reduce the carb intake when you are making the food of the kids, and make it nutrition rich form of high values of proteins and vitamins. Or to take special care of children already having respiratory problems or infection. Now, for the special care involves first and foremost frequent hand washing, stringent wearing of the mask, whether it's indoor or outdoor, regular taking the medicines which they are on. They must on the some preventive therapies or some immunomodulators. They should take the regular medicines to avoid any contacts of infection, and then if proper water intake and proper hydration is important. So with the frequent hand washing, if your child is getting dry hands, there are gel-based hand sanitizers available. So you can alternatively go for a hand washing, followed by the next time you can go for a hand sanitizer, which are gel-based and which are having moisture content into the same. Yeah, if you're going out as you are essential, you are working as an essential guy, what you need to take care is proper social distancing. Whenever you are going out, you have to mask, you have to go for a frequent handling, and after coming home, do not share your phone with anyone. Have your clothes have your clothes removed and washed immediately, and take a bath, and take care of the fights. Your keys and all should be all sanitized or coming in contact with anybody at the home. External supplements of vitamin C and vitamin D3 available. I would advise you, if your kid have taken a vitamin D 1 year of age, 400 international unit regularly, there is no need to give an extra supplement. But if not taken, yes, your pediatrician may prescribe. For vitamin C intake, lemon and citrus fruit juices are enough. But if you want to take, your pediatrician may prescribe the same for you. Calcium C is not helpful during this situation. So for the COVID vaccine, if we are discussing, there is a question about the COVID vaccine. So there are many is into the development of the COVID coronavirus vaccine globally, and I think it will take nearly 7 to 8 minimum to develop the vaccine, and because there are 4 phases of the vaccine development to go from the RCT1 to RCT4, and then the vaccine would be available in the. And yes, first adult vaccine well, at the same time, like flu, we have an adult vaccine, and corona as well. We'll have pediatric and adult vaccines both. a question about there's lot of information about boosting immunity through the Ayurvedic Ukada and medicines to improve the immunity. Very honest, I'm an ethic doctor, and I do not know all the contents of an Ayurved preparations. So I would advise you to go through the Ayush website of government and get the information from the same. How to take care of the children suffering from sickle anemia. The sickle cell anemia kids are prone to have dehydration. They have to get hand foot crisis. They have prone to jaundice. They get immunizations. I would advise them because of the species of the sickle cell anemias are a sickle shaped and that they are getting clotted in the capillaries. Please maintain or hydration, and hydroxychloroquine is of the treatment for the sickle cell anemia. If you're already on hydroxychloroquine for the same, please continue with the same. My kid is repeating mucus or cough in the noon or at night. It's like a routine in an asthma. I would advise Neha to please visit your pediatrician and get your kid checked for the symptoms, right? If you have already has a history of asthma and if it is just a mucoid discharge, we have get an X-ray done and get him once. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, all parents, DPS Bhopal, for a nice interactive webinar. Thanks a lot.